of the soul. And to understand that I am part and parcel of God, I can be happy with nothing in this material world. Because happiness is my rightful claim. It is already ours. Just like if you are the child of rich parents, but you've wandered astray, all it takes is to return to your home, and you will again be fine. So, reconnecting with Krishna is a seemingly easy task. But since we have chosen to take the scenic route, which goes through downtown London and a few other stations along the way, we have somehow become sidetracked in all our seemingly important activities. Like nowadays, life has become so complex and complicated that we don't talk to people anymore. You know, formerly people used to talk to people. Nowadays people talk to machines. You talk to all your toys. And they keep you busy. It's not that the toys are serving us, we are serving the toys. Have you ever seen two people sitting in a bar or in a coffee shop and they didn't talk to each other, but they talked to their mobile phone, text messaging? It's a regular occurrence. People are not talking anymore. Even though they're next door office, they will send emails to each other. Now you just try it. I was just on a 3-week tour now through Ukraine, Russia, Italy, and England. And I didn't bring my computer. And I only switched my mobile phone on to use it as an alarm clock. And my quality of life increased at least 40%. So you try it. You just make that experiment for 1 week. Don't worry, all the important messages will still be there. In fact, there will be more messages. So you can be very happy after a week. You come back here next Sunday and you see what happened to your quality of life. Did your life stop? Did you go cold turkey and you experienced withdrawal symptoms from your daily dosage of Facebook? All your 20,000 friends, they canceled you, they X'd you out of their existence? Or did you actually get more time and more peace of mind to deal with real people, in real life, and to actually experience quality of life? That is what Krishna consciousness is all about. It's not about wearing funny clothes and having a funny hairstyle and putting some clay on your head and doing things a little Indian way. No. Krishna consciousness means to be conscious of Krishna in whatever you do. Whether you eat, whether you deal with people, whether you work, in all the things you do, to be conscious of God. And to realize, I'm a soul. I'm not this body. I'm not black, blue, green, yellow, brown, pink, purple, or stripe. I'm a soul. This is just my suit. This is just the car I happen to own for this life. So yes, we take good care of our car. But we understand, I am not my car. Right? In the same way, I'm not my shirt. In the same way, I'm not my body. I just happen to use it. So, we should not get overly infatuated by all the so-called sophistications and all the so-called important things of this world, which will rob our quality of life. They will zap the vital existence. You can see how, especially computers, really suck your energy, your prana, your life force. Have you ever noticed that you feel slightly drained? What to speak of television sets? Or cameras. If somebody points those things at you, makes you feel like wanted to take it and throw it. But we don't want him to have a heart attack. But we have become overly dependent on so many artificial things which have nothing to do with our existence whatsoever. Like nowadays, you want to see a friend, what do you have to do? You have to call them up. But they don't answer because they got an answering machine, right? So you leave a message. So you have to call them up 5 times. Then you make an appointment. Okay, I can meet you in 3 weeks. But it can only be on Friday at 12:30 at Govinda's restaurant, business lunch. because I'm busy, you know, I got so many things to do. Now in this 3 weeks, he'll probably send you 5 messages rescheduling and canceling and making another appointment. So at the end, it was more pain to meet that guy than it was pleasure to have that encounter. Did you ever have that experience? And most of our so-called, you know, important activities in this world are like that. We spend more energy than we get from it. Like food, for instance. Has it ever taken you more energy to digest, trying to digest your food, than the food has actually given you energy? And you felt completely drained and blown out? You felt like you could scrape the oil off your forehead? You felt like you needed an oil change? Yes. Now, of course, you're all very healthy people and you live very virtuous and, you know, sattvic lifestyles. That's wonderful. But we have to get to the essence, to the substance of things. Now, we're all parts and parcels of Krishna. As such, we're eternal, we're full of knowledge, we're full of bliss, and we're all lovable. Krishna, God, loves us unconditionally. So much so that He is in our heart, right next to us. You can't get physically closer than God is to us. The Super Soul is right next to the soul in the heart, giving us knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. Have you ever forgotten something which you knew and you were absolutely 100% certain that you knew? Like your password or something. And all of a sudden, poof, was just gone. Huh? How could that happen? Now, of course, God also grants us forgetfulness because we have done a few foolish things in our lives. And if we would have to be reminded of them, if we would have to remember them constantly on a daily basis, our lives would be very miserable. But God grants us forgetfulness. He says, okay, you want to forget that? Okay, forget about it. Don't worry about it. It's gone. It never happened. And sometimes you don't know something and you're helpless and all of a sudden, poof, it just appears. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that I am knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. That is something very genuine. That is something very real, which we can experience on a daily basis. So, Bhagavad Gita is a very profound book. I'd like you to read this book. This is your homework for next Sunday. It's only 700 pages. I know you're very avid readers. So, if you can't manage 700 pages, just read, a couple of pages or a verse a day. See what kind of change occurs in your life. Because you might say, I'm a busy person, I don't have time. Well, then you time your day. See how much time you spend with newspapers, with television, with internet, with gossip, with messaging, with waiting, with boredom, with whatever. If you have something which you really want to do, something which is really important to you, you make time for it. So Krishna has spoken Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, his dear friend and devotee, 5,000 years ago on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Because Arjuna had some real questions which were bugging him. Because he was facing his relatives in a battle. Now that was a real problem for him. That was a real challenge. Because he had his teacher, he had his uncles, he had his brothers, his cousins on the other side. And he had to go and fight them. So he's asking the Lord very essential questions. What is the duty of a person? What happens at death? What is the soul? What is karma? How to become more spiritual, even though you've got a job and a family and a business and you have duties in this world. So Bhagavad Gita is talking about the real things in this life. Now